The 2024 African Cup of Nations is well underway, and already there have been some shock results, some feel-good progressions into the knockout rounds, and the puzzling decision to sack the manager of the home nation, whilst the team is still in the tournament. Regardless, it has been an eventful tournament so far, but today we are here to answer the question: who will win the African Cup of Nations? Enter Football Manager 24, where we will simulate the entire tournament and find out definitively who the winner is. You heard it here first, that's all I'm saying. If we are going to simulate the entire tournament, here is how it is going to work. We will recap how the group stages ended, and I'm talking about the Football Manager versions, not the real versions, which I think are probably going to be done by the time this video actually comes out, before witnessing one game from each knockout round. So that will be the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and of course the final itself. If you go on to enjoy this video, make sure that you click encourage on that like button down below, and make sure to demand more from that subscribe button, because it's not been pulling its weight very much recently. So all the encouragement and demands more will be appreciated. Okay, with that out of the way, let's dive into the 2024 African Cup of Nations. So I have already simulated forward to the end of the group stages, and we'll be going through them on screen. I will just blow them up a little bit bigger, just so that you are able to see properly who has progressed and who hasn't. So in Group A, you've got the hosts Ivory Coast, who have made easy work of the entire group. Cape Verde and South Africa are also joining them, with Tanzania in bottom spots. Group B, Angola, just like in real life, have finished top of the group. Nigeria and Algeria are joining them as well. All three of them on 5 points, which kind of says how tight that group was. They've all just taken points off each other. Gabon are the biggest losers in that entire group. Tunisia, Mali and Zambia find themselves through from Group C to the last 16. Kenya are again the biggest losers in that group. 0 points, unlucky for them. In Group D, we have Ghana, Morocco and Equatorial Guinea, who are all going through. This is probably a happier result for Ghana compared to what they've just experienced. The confusion and anger and shock that they've had. Sudan, again, the biggest losers. They are going home in bottom spot. In Group E, only 2 through from this group. Senegal and Guinea. Both of them actually have made easy work of this group. Senegal have swept it completely. Burkina Faso and Mozambique nowhere near. And in Group F, Cameroon and the Democratic Republic of Congo are through to the last 16. Cameroon again sweeping the group. Guinea-Bissau and shockingly 7-time African champions Egypt are going home. That's a big result against Egypt. They have been dumped from the competition. That means we're not going to see Mo Salah in this entire tournament, which is a bit sad, not gonna lie. So that is the group stages of the tournament, and now we are in to the second round of, which is the last 16 of the African Cup of Nations. So Cape Verde versus Mali, Angola versus Zambia, Ghana versus Algeria, Ivory Coast versus Equatorial Guinea. It's a shame we're not getting Guinea versus Equatorial Guinea. I think that is happening in real life, and that's one that people are interested in. Who is the one true Guinea? You've got Tunisia, South Africa, I think I just said that. Cameroon versus Guinea. They could still meet. Senegal versus Morocco, and Nigeria versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. I think the fixture that's most intriguing for me, in fact there's 2 choices. You've got Angola versus Zambia and Ghana versus Algeria. But on a personal level, I will probably go for Angola versus Zambia. I think that's the game we're going to be witnessing, purely because I do know 2 good friends of mine who are actually from Angola and Zambia. So let's go and see how the nations will be doing. Zambia, of course, former winners. Angola, I think, yet to win the tournament for the first time. In fact, so let me just fact check that. I don't want to get that completely wrong. Oh, they were runners-up. Oh, okay, 2011. Wow, the year before Zambia won it. Let's go and see if they can break that duck. Let's go and see if they can finally win the African Cup of Nations for the first time. So everything that I said about Angola and Zambia before, yeah, rinse and repeat that for this match. This looks really beautiful, actually. I don't see this stadium very often in Football Manager. Loving the palm trees in the background. it is looking very, very scenic. Okay, that's looking much, much better. Of course, when the starting lineups do come on the screen, I will be going through them for both teams, as this seems to be very, very fast. I can easily just move that back down. There we go. As Angola are getting the ball forward here, and they have played it in, and it is an early goal. 36 seconds, I was about to say minutes, 36 seconds into the game, and Zola has bundled one into the back of the net. Angola 1, Zambia 0. Angola, I did say they they are looking for their first African Cup of Nations success. They want to better that result in 2011 when they got to the final and lost. And they are well on their way to doing that very, very early. It is 1-0. And while we are here, we are going to be viewing the starting lineups of both nations. So this is the Angolan starting 11. Marquez in goal. A back four of Manafa, Gaspar, Bastos and Buta. Paz at the base of the midfield with Freddy and Estrada ahead of him. Costa on the left wing, Cavallero on the right wing, and Zola is up front. For Zambia, you've got Chilufya. I apologise for some of these names again. But Chilufa is in goal, a back four of Kapamba, Lazarus Banda, Chanda Mutale. At the base of the midfield you have Sunzu, and ahead of him you'll have Lungu and Chilufa. I'm guessing they're brothers? I don't know. I can only assume that they might be brothers or related in some way. Sakala from Rangers is on the left wing, Kangwa on the right wing, and Patson Daka of Leicester City, the man up front. First highlight since the actual goal itself. Angola, they have the ball forward here. They're looking for that header, but it has just been headed wide. So it's not been too highlight heavy. If anything, like I said, that's actually the first highlight since the opening goal. But by the looks of it, Angola have been dominating Zambia, certainly in terms of XG. And they go in 1-0 up at half time. And Zambia may have a problem with Sunzu at the base of that midfield. He is looking completely drained of energy. He might have picked up a knock. It is a free kick to Angola. Costa stepping up. How is he going to play this? He is going to have a shot, and it is saved by Chilufa, who has palmed it out for a corner. It's going to be Freddy to take. A few bodies for Angola in the box, and it is at the back post, but Nzola heads it just over. Great opportunity for Angola to go 2-0 up. We do go straight into the next highlight, and the ball is back with Angola again. They are dominating possession. I think up to this point, I haven't seen a single effort on target or even on goal from Zambia. Let's see if they can get one going here. It is Sakala on the left-hand side. He's got the ball into the area, and it's a very tame shot. That's right at the goalkeeper, whose name is now Hugo Marquez. Not a very Angolan name, but he might have Angolan in him, so it kind of doesn't matter. In fact, I would actually like to check that, but we've got ourselves into another highlight. And it has been headed on by Nzola, but it is back with Zambia, who are going to look to, I was about to say build up play, but no, they just lump it. I think that's kind of part of the problem. I know Patson Daka is a very tall player, but you can't just lump it up top to him from all the way back at the goalkeeper and hope it's going to work with him as the lone striker. Wepu on the right hand side. Chilufa plays the ball in. Oh, almost a mix up in defence there for Angola. And it has been cleared. I'm just going to check Marquez. It's Angolan, fair enough. He's Portuguese. Oh, yeah, of course. Angola is a former Portuguese colony. I should probably remember my history. I apologise. There's a lot of domination by Zambia up until this point, but still, Zambia cannot find a way through. Or maybe this will be the chance. 88 minutes on the clock. This could be now or never. Banda into Kangwa. Wepu into Patson Daka. He is one-on-one, and he has swept the ball home. Powered it home. 89 minutes on the clock. It is Angola 1, Zambia 1. 2 goals, both at either end of the match. And you wouldn't have thought it was coming with the amount of dominance Angola showed in this match. But Zambia appeared to have turned it up in the last 10 minutes, and they have been rewarded with a late equaliser. And by the looks of it, we are going to be heading into extra time. Daka is shattered. Their entire wings and striker are shattered up front. And we may have one more highlight, and it's Angola on the break. They've got a 3-on-2 advantage. Can they make it count? Lavumbu. Oh, it's been wasted, but they have got the ball back. Over to Costa on the right-hand side. He's got players in the box to aim for. It is out to, who's that? Dyer on the left. But Zambia get it clear. It is back with Angola. Is there a last-minute winner? We are over time added on. Boatu. Oh, into Gelson Dalla. He's got a chance here, and he scores! It is the winner by Gelson Dalla. Oh, Dalla? I couldn't even see that properly. I apologise. But it is Angola 2, Zambia 1 in the 96th minute. Oh my god. It's probably well deserved. It is Gelson Dalla. But it's well deserved by Angola. They have done more than enough in this match to be leading. And after 97 minutes of pure drama at the end, it is Angola 2, Zambia 1. Angola into the quarterfinals. So confirmation of all the second round results. Cape Verde 1, Mali 2 after extra time. Our featured game was Angola versus Zambia. Angola, of course, 2-1 victors. Ghana are out at the hands of Algeria, who in real life didn't make it into the knockout round. So happier times for Algeria, I guess. They won 1-0. The hosts Ivory Coast are through 2-0 against Equatorial Guinea. Tunisia crash out after a 2-1 defeat after extra time to South Africa. And Cameroon have lost to Guinea 2-1 after extra time. Was that... Okay, that's not the last second round matches. Senegal have beaten Morocco 2-0. And a thrilling 3-3 draw between Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Getting it right that time. But Nigeria go through 3-3 on penalties. Now, for the quarterfinals, I did say we were going to witness one match, and we will be witnessing one match. Luckily, it's a good one, because I went too far ahead in terms of dates. So we're now on the 27th of January, and the second round finished on the 23rd. So that does mean Mali have lost to Algeria 2-0. Angola beat Guinea 1-0, so Angola still on course for their first African Cup of Nations success. Senegal have beaten South Africa as Senegal look to retain the trophy that they won last year. And of course the one game that is left. And it is a very tasty one. Not gonna lie. Ivory Coast versus Nigeria. This is going to be a very, very good match. And we are going to be witnessing it. So look forward to that coming up. Now, two nations with serious ambitions to win the entire African Cup of Nations 2024. Ivory Coast, who are of course the hosts of this tournament, and Nigeria, former winners? Yeah, they are former winners of this entire tournament. So let's do the match preview. You've got the starting 11s that are coming up on the screen. I haven't got time to go through all of them, unfortunately, because they do go through them quite quickly. But there will be some names, there'll be many names there that you have probably recognised, not just from British teams, but also from European teams, as both nations waiting in the dugouts. They're waiting to come on, to put on a show, and to see them, well, in one case, to see themselves into the semi-finals. It's going to be glory for one nation. It will be disappointment for the loser of this match. Who knows how far this is going to go. It might not be done in 90 minutes. So chances are we could go to extra time, even penalties. We've almost gone to extra time in our second round match between Angola and Zambia. Will that be the case here today? First highlight of the match, and the ball is with Nigeria. Ola Aina with the ball on the right. Over to Chukezi. Oh, it's got in! I thought it was saved! Samuel Chukezi has put one in the back of the net. I wasn't expecting that. I expected Fofana to be saving it, to be honest. Great finish. Let's have a look at this. He had all the space to put a shot. I thought he had palmed that away for some reason. My eyes just deceived me, but it is Ivory Coast 0, Nigeria 1. Great finish. Pepe just plays himself into trouble there. That's twice Ivory Coast have just played themselves into trouble. And they feel in the heat of being the hosts all of a sudden. Sadiq on the left-hand side, and it is 2-0. It's the same man again, Chukwueze. Or Chukwueze. Again, apologies for some of the pronunciations of these names. But my goodness, they are looking very, very good. Let's go behind the goal for the replays. Powerful header, rises high. Powerful header, back of the net. Fofana barely moved. And that was just too easy, wasn't it? 2-0 Nigeria. A throw in there for Ivory Coast. Traore, who's got a knock. But here come Ivory Coast, and they have pulled one back after 35 minutes. Kwame has scored. And that's probably what Ivory Coast needed to stop this game getting beyond them. Traore again with a knock, but he's got the assists. He's got the awareness of mind to play Kwame in. And like I said, that's exactly what the Ivory Coast needed. 43 minutes gone, and it is a corner, and it has been taken. Adarabioyo. Again, oh my gosh, how do I pronounce some of these names? Adarabioyo. Adaraboyo, I think it is. Someone just correct me down in the comments, please. I know you probably want to anyway. But it is 3-1 to Nigeria. It's another headed goal. And some of these goals that have been scored by Nigeria just look way too easy. It's like the defence is not even there. And a chance for Ivory Coast to get one back before the half. But it is another corner instead. Traore, still injured, with the corner. Plays the ball in. It's still with them. Kwame plays over to Pepe. Oh my god, I don't know who that was going to, but they almost got to the ball. Bye. Nope, it's going to go straight to half-time. Never mind. So the highlight doesn't even play out. And it is 3-1 Nigeria going into the second half. Free kick to Nigeria. And by the way, I looked up the name of the scorer of two of those Nigerian goals. Great free kick that's just gone wide. It is Chukwueze. I, again, apologise for the lack of knowing how to pronounce some of these names, of course. They are difficult for me. But so far, it's looking fairly easy for Nigeria. Against the hosts in their own backyard as well. I can imagine the fans are not that happy about this so far. As Ivory Coast try again to get the ball, foot on the ball, but it's just not happening for them. Onyeka, down the right-hand side, plays the ball in. Oh my goodness, Umar Sadiq. Ball just goes right through the entire defence. Right to the foot of Sadiq, first time, back in the net. I have to question the goalkeeper. He's just not got any command of that defence whatsoever. Have a look at this. Low ball into the box. Two defenders miss it completely. And Sadiq just slots one, places it into the bottom corner of the net. 4-1. It's looking academic at this point. It's just domination in this second half from Nigeria. The fans are booing loudly at the Ivory Coast, and it's not looking like a very pretty exit for them. It is a sad whimper that Ivory Coast go out. Ivory Coast 1, Nigeria 4. Nigeria into the semi-finals. Ivory Coast, they're already home, but their fans are not going to be pleased with them. They're going to be waiting outside the stadium more than likely. And Fofana, their goalkeeper, got injured. Well, what does that say? They had to bring on another goalkeeper who probably performed better. Nigeria, we'll see you in the semi-finals, depending who you're facing. Ivory Coast, see you later. Right, I have made another big error. So, I was hoping to view a semi-final match between Senegal and Nigeria. Yeah, that's not happening because I've accidentally gone past or both the semi-finals. Now, I could have gone back and just reloaded the game, but then I'd have to redo the entire quarter-final all over again because I didn't save after that match neither. So, for the interest of time, which I don't have at the moment, we are just going to go straight into the final of the African Cup of Nations, which is between Algeria and Nigeria. Angola, unfortunately, couldn't make it to the final like they did in 2011, and Senegal, who are the current holders of the African Cup of Nations, and they won it. It wasn't even last year, it was in 2022, my apologies. Yeah, they're going to be competing for the third place playoff, but nobody really cares about the third place playoff. So Algeria versus Nigeria it is. Let's have a look. Algeria have won the African Cup of Nations twice, in 1990 and of course recently in 2019. As for Nigeria, they are three-time winners of the competition, 1980, 1994 and most recently in 2013. So two nations with pedigree in the African Cup of Nations. Let's see if they can go and give us a final to remember. And so it all comes down to just one match. The 2023 African Cup of Nations final between Algeria and Nigeria. Now, that brings me to two things before we get into this match. Firstly, the actual tournament should have happened in the summer of 2023, but it was moved to January and February 2024 due to concerns about the summer weather in the Ivory Coast. I literally only just looked this up before the final itself, which is why it's taken me this long to actually say anything about it. But that's why apparently it's still called officially the 2023 African Cup of Nations. I've gone with 2024 for this entire video. I'm not changing it now. I just am not going to change it now. As Nigeria do have the first opportunity of the game. They also have the first goal of the game. And I think that was Ekong who managed to get himself the goal. Zaidu with the assist by the corner. And yes, it was Ekong with a powerful header that is into the back of the net. That is a poor start for Algeria. Great start for Nigeria. They're looking for their 4th triumph as Africa to become African champions. We get another highlight though. Nigeria coming forward to the ball again. They definitely do look like a very, very strong package overall. I mean, they overpowered Senegal 3-0, even though that was after extra time, and it is 2-0 Nigeria. 8 minutes gone. It's looking like this contest is already finished. Nigeria just want it. Algeria have no answer right now. And my goodness, Chukwueze has literally... Actually, he pounded that ball into the earth before it just deflected past the goalkeeper off his hands. But still, 2-0 after 8 minutes. That is incredible. Also, the second thing I wanted to talk about was the dates in Football Manager for the African Cup of Nations are actually incorrect. The final is being held here on the 3rd of February, but in real life it will be held on the 10th of February, so an entire week afterwards. I don't know if that's just something Football Manager messed up with or that was intentional. What seems to be very intentional though is the way that Nigeria are just going about this match. That's Victor Osimhen adding a 3rd goal for Nigeria. They're just running rampant. What was the biggest score we've had in a final of a major tournament simulation that we've done? I think it was Norway against Holland in the 2026 World Cup when Norway won 5-0. That is under major threat right now. This could be 7 or 8 if Nigeria decide to keep going the way they are, because this is just a mauling right now. They've destroyed the hosts in Ivory Coast. They're already public enemy #1 in Ivory Coast, and now they're just laying waste to Algeria. I mean, my goodness, they just have not got going at all. And the highlights keep on coming. Is this another one? Oh, it's off the bar this time. There's just no answer from the Algerians. Guri, nope, he's just lost the ball as well, and Nigeria just win it back. And as we approach half-time, is there going to be any more goals from the Nigerians? Nope, they appear content just to have that 3-goal lead at half-time. The XG hasn't even hit 1. So it's not even the most highly rated of chances. They've just been very, very clinical. Interestingly, 45,000 have shown up for this match in a stadium that apparently can hold 60,000. Which seems rather low as Nigeria hit the woodwork again. They are seriously threatening. They've got an XG of 1 now, just over 1. And they just keep on coming for more goals. I don't think they even need to do anything. By the way, it is just above my head. Angola did lose 2-0 to Senegal. So Senegal will finish in 3rd place in the African Cup of Nations, as Osimhen is just denied by the defender blocking him off. As I'll be surprised if Nigeria don't get at least 1 more. It might be that Norway's record of a 5-0 win in the final may remain untouched. Famous last words. It's Nuri into Awa. Awa playing it in, and there is Brahimi, and that is a goal that is going to stand. It is Calvin Bassey with an own goal, and that's probably not what Nigeria wanted to see. They didn't want to let Algeria back into this game with 15 minutes to go as well. I don't think he really knew much about it. The poor guy literally just bounced in off his head. Bless him, he looks so disappointed with himself as well. I did feel sorry for him. But less than 10 minutes to go, it's still looking comfortable for for Nigeria, isn't it? 3-1 up, looking good for a 4th, count it, 4th African Cup of Nations success, as the throw-in has been taken by Algeria, looking to play the ball up, but it is just back with Nigeria again. Wakali. Osimhen just literally missed the ball there. I don't know why and what happened. He just went over it. Chukwueze. Nope, couldn't win the ball. It is forward now by Algeria. They have got the ball. That is Mahrez. And Riyad Mahrez has just pulled another one back for Algeria. There's 5 minutes left. There's 5 minutes of injury time. Or stoppage time, whatever you want to call it. But it is a nervy finish for the Nigerians now. It's a grandstand finish. Okoye probably should have done better with that. But it's a good finish overall by Mahrez. And time is fast running out for Algeria to make anything of this. There is not going to be any more opportunities. Instead, Nigeria hold on. And we've got ourselves our 2023/2024 African Cup of Nations champions for the 4th time. The 4th time in their history. it is going to be Nigeria. They've had 11 years of hurt, but they have ended it here in the home of the Ivory Coast. They destroyed the holders. They've beaten Algeria here. And my God, they defeated the previous holders of the trophy as well. Congratulations to Nigeria. They thoroughly deserve it. They have looked the strongest package at these finals. And may they enjoy their success as they see fit. We may have just answered the question, who will win the 2023/2024 African Cup of Nations? Can't believe I've got to say both years. But will Nigeria win it in real life just like they did in FM here? That's exactly what we're predicting right now. Confirmation, of course, if we just go forward one. And there is your confirmation that Nigeria are the champions in 2024. They have displaced Senegal. And it is the first time in 11 years that they walk away with the trophy. Confirmation then as well. I think we saw the score already. Angola 0, Senegal 2. So Senegal finished third. Angola will finish fourth. And for Algeria, a respectable second place, runners up, considering in real life they got dumped from the group stage. For Nigeria, they are still in the tournament overall, and they could still yet go on and win the whole thing and become African champions in real life as well. Will they repeat their heroics from Football Manager? Time will tell. We will find out if they make the final and win the final on the 10th of February. If you have enjoyed this simulation, and if you've enjoyed the return of these tournament simulations, there will be at least one more coming up very, very soon. Make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss future videos such as this coming out on the channel. And I hope that you truly do enjoy the return of these simulations. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the channel so far. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.